The Victoria Cross was the first British medal for gallantry that could be presented to all ranks within the military. This medal was introduced by Queen Victoria in 1856 following the events of the Crimean War. According to legend, the first Victoria Crosses were cast from Russian cannon captured during the siege of Sevastopol. The Victoria Cross is awarded to soldiers whose actions show extreme bravery in the face of the enemy, change the course of engagements, or oftentimes and tragically, sacrifice themselves to save their comrades without regard for their own safety. Here at York Army Museum we have many Victoria Crosses from heroes within the regiment. Albert Mountain and John Harrison are two of these men. Albert Mountain was born on the 19th of April 1897 in Leeds, West Yorkshire. At the outbreak of the Great War, Mountain was working as a coal miner before joining the 19th Battalion of the West Yorkshire Regiment around August 1915. He was posted to France towards the end of 1917 as a sergeant with the Leeds Pals. He was awarded the Victoria Cross for his actions on the 26th of March 1918 during Operation Michael, one of the last major German offensives on the Western Front. Part of the Kaiserschlacht, Operation Michael was intended to help end the war with a swift German victory using forces freed up from the Eastern Front following Russia's withdrawal from the conflict after the Bolshevik Revolution. The German High Command knew they had to achieve victory before the arrival of the American Expeditionary Force, and the opportunity to win the war was lost forever. Initially, the German spring offensives were a success. However, men like Albert Mountain helped destroy the German High Command's ambitions. During the early German advances of this operation, Sergeant Mountain and his company found themselves in a hastily dug position along a sunken road. However, heavy German artillery compelled the British troops to abandon their position. Meanwhile, German forces were advancing en masse with an advance guard approximately 200 strong. Volunteers were called to form a rearguard to cover the British retreat, and Sergeant Mountain stepped forwards immediately with his party of 10 men following him. Mountain and his small group repositioned to the flank of the German advanced elements and opened up with a Lewis machine gun, bringing enfilade fire upon the patrol and killing around 100 Germans. This enabled the rest of the company to counterattack, breaking up the enemy advance guard and capturing 30 prisoners. At this point, the main German force arrived, and upon witnessing just how heavily outnumbered they were, the morale of the British infantry began to waver. Sergeant Mountain and a group of 5 other men formed a rearguard that held approximately 600 Germans at bay for half an hour while the rest of the company withdrew to safety. He and his group then disengaged and rejoined the main British force. Seemingly indefatigable, Mountain then took up command of the battalion flank post and held on for 27 hours before being surrounded by the enemy. Mountain was one of the few men to escape this encirclement. Sergeant Albert Mountain received the Victoria Cross during these actions for most conspicuous bravery and devotion to duty during enemy attack. His supreme fearlessness and initiative undoubtedly saved the whole situation. He was transferred to the Army Reserve in 1919, and after leaving the Army, he bought and ran the Miners' Arms pubs in Garforth, Leeds. He died in 1967 at the age of 69. John Harrison, also known as Jack, was a professional rugby league player before the war, playing for both York and Hull. In the 1913-14 season, Harrison scored a record-breaking 52 tries for Hull, including the winner in the Challenge Cup final. He joined the Hull Pals, the 11th Battalion East Yorkshire Regiment, on the 28th of August 1916 and served with them in France. On the 25th of February 1917, he was awarded the Military Cross for safely leading a patrol into the German trenches and capturing a prisoner without any casualties. Harrison earned his Victoria Cross while serving as a temporary second lieutenant on the 3rd of May 1917. During an attack on the heavily fortified Oppy Wood, Darkness and smoke from the artillery of both sides obscured the battlefield and made it impossible to see when the barrage had lifted from the enemy positions. Harrison and his company nevertheless attacked, but due to heavy machine gun and rifle fire, they were repulsed. Rallying in no man's land, they once again attacked to no avail. Seeing the suffering of his men at the hands of the German machine gunners, Lieutenant Harrison made a dash at the German machine gun in order to knock it out and save the lives of his company. Lieutenant Harrison was never seen again. He is commemorated on the vast memorial alongside 35,941 other soldiers with no known grave. His wife and young son received his medals at Buckingham Palace in March 1918. Tragically, his only son died in the defence of Dunkirk in 1940, less than 80 miles away from where his father was killed 23 years previously.